This is the 30th of January 2018. Just read an interesting article in the New York Times. I want to attach the link. This was posted on the 29th of January. Taunted by Trump and pressure from above, McCabe steps down as FBI deputy. This guy should step into a prison cell. That's what he should step into. Andrew G. McCabe abruptly stepped down on Monday as the FBI deputy director after months of withering criticism from President Trump. Well, he brought that all upon himself, didn't he? Telling friends he felt pressure from the head of the bureau to leave, according to two people close to McCabe. That's Christopher Wray, head of the bureau. Though Mr. McCabe's retirement had been widely expected soon, his departure was nevertheless sudden. It added to what has already been a chaotic upheaval at the FBI under Mr. Trump, who has responded to an investigation into the campaign with broadside attacks against both the Bureau and the Justice Department. Aren't those sort of warranted, those abrupt attacks? Huh? I mean, Peter Strokes, Lisa Page, huh? I mean, come on. James Comey, Robert Mueller. I mean, come on. The place is a corrupt sewer. That whole 7th floor needs to be disinfected. Though Mr. McCabe's retirement had been widely expected soon, his departure was nevertheless sudden. Yeah, his departure should be to a federal prison. As recently as last week, Mr. McCabe had told people he hoped to stay until he was eligible to retire in several weeks. Instead, he would immediately go on leave and retire on March the 18th. In a recent conversation, Christopher Wray, the FBI director, raised concerns about a forthcoming Inspector General report. In that discussion, according to one former law enforcement official close to Mr. McCabe, Mr. Wray suggested moving Mr. McCabe into another job, which would have been a demotion. Instead, the former official said Mr. McCabe chose to leave. In an email to FBI employees, he said he was leaving with sadness. He praised his colleagues as the greatest workforce on earth because you speak up, you tell the truth, and you do the right thing. What kind of dope is this guy smoking, huh? Huh? Did we see James Comey step up and do the right thing? Huh? Did we see Robert Mueller step up and do the right thing when he removed any and all reference to Islam throughout all the FBI documents? Agents and lawyers expect the report by the Justice Department Inspector General Michael Horowitz to be highly critical of some FBI actions in 2016. You mean like when they planned to whack President Trump? Huh? Insurance? You mean that kind of actions? When the Bureau was investigating both Hillary Clinton's email use and the Trump campaign connections to Russia, the report is expected to address whether Mr. McCabe should have recused himself from the Clinton investigation because of his wife's failed state Senate campaign, in which she accepted nearly $500,000 in contributions from the political organization of Terry McAuliffe. He needs to go to jail too. Then the governor of Virginia, who was a longtime friend of Mrs. Clinton and her husband, former President Bill Clinton. Mr. Trump fired the FBI Director James Comey, who oversaw both investigations last May, and has, by turn, cited Mr. Comey's handling of the Clinton investigation and the Russia inquiry itself as a reason for his decision. Folks, you really have to sort of be out of your mind not to realize how corrupt not only the FBI is, but the CIA, the IRS, when they went after all the conservatives. The place needs to be disinfected. And McCabe, he needs to go to prison, as does Peter Strokes and Lisa Page, James Comey. I mean, the whole thing's insane. I'm going to attach the link. You read the article. You let me know what you think. You sure as hell know what I think. They're trying to blame this on President Trump. wasn't the one that was planning to get him whacked. You know, the insurance that Peter Strzok and Lisa Page spoke about with Andy. Remember Andy when they were in Andy's office? Who the hell do you think Andy is? The guy needs to be put under oath and he needs to be questioned as to what they discussed for the life insurance. That's sort of what I think. And then he needs to be sent to federal prison. President Trump is the President of the United States of America. When people threaten him, they need to be held accountable. And that includes a whole lot of actors that threaten him as well. But nobody seems to ever get charged as they should. McCabe needs to go to a prison. That's sort of what I think. And he shouldn't be alone. Robert Mueller, James Comey, they need to accompany him as well. As do many others, including the Bush family. Thanks for listening.